Hi everyone. I'm gonna just kind of hang out for a second, wait for a few people to get on. As you can see, I don't have my kiddos in the background today for this live, so no promises it'll be quiet the whole time. Kids do not stay quiet all the time. So I promised all of you that I would try to come on live as many days as I could in April to prove or debunk trendy homestead business ideas. So I'm here today with day 2. Day 1, I actually couldn't even go live because I was at a friend's house with their goats and they had no service at their house. So we videoed that one and I uploaded it later, but here on day 2, I get to go live. So I'm super excited for this. Now, this trend is actually one of my favorites. And if you've followed me for any amount of time, you know that it's the one that turned around our entire homestead. So this is a juicy one. This is a good one. Today's trendy homestead business idea is selling seed starts, like plant starts. And don't mind my leggy plant starts. The reason they're even out right now is I'm getting ready to do a YouTube on how to fix them. So, but they got to join this video. Now, the reason this one is my favorite is I use it to save my homestead, and I used it to start my entire pig operation. So this is one that you can make cash quick and it's easy. So to sell seed starts, I usually start with, every year I do sell seed starts and I buy a couple $100 worth of seeds because, it's about growing food for our family, being able to sell seed starts, selling our produce, and selling or feeding our excess produce to our livestock. So we do a lot with our seeds. I'm not saying that if you want to start a homestead business that you need to go out and buy $200 worth of seeds. This pack right here, I got it from True Leaf. I love True Leaf seeds. They have options for organic and non-GMO and heritage. I really like the heritage seeds over the hybrids because then I can save my seeds. You can't save hybrid seeds, which I suppose is a conversation for a whole nother YouTube or live rather than this one where we're talking about homestead businesses. But for example, this little packet here, it's a collection of hot and sweet peppers. I didn't even have to sit there and try to figure out what I wanted. I just made sure that they would all grow in my region. It came with 8 packets of peppers, so there was a really good variety in there. And I want to say I paid like $12 for this. I mean, it was like just over $1 per packet. So already right there, I want you to consider that sometimes there's a couple hundred seeds per packet. So, I mean, when it comes down to it, you're paying about, just pennies a seed. I mean, it's maybe not even that. So, I mean, right there, I hope that that's showing you guys how you can get started with a homestead business with really low inputs. Now, the second one, I know that, you can use red solo cups or whatever to start your seeds. Honestly, I paid $60 and I got 800 of these. I mean, come on. And you can order smaller quantities. I got these from Greenhouse Mega Store. You can get them in quantities like packs of 30 or something. And the first time around I bought, 5 packs of the 30 packs. And then the second time around I said, nope, I just need all of them that I can get. So I got the 800 pack, and I mean worth every penny. I think they were just a few cents a piece. So then my soil, I have my bin of soil here, but I think I paid $20 for a bag of soil, and to fill these, I think you could almost fill, I don't know, it was several hundred that you could fill with one bag of soil. So I mean, I was really impressed with that. So my inputs to start one seedling, and this has 2 in it, would be, I think it added up to 12 cents. So this is one I actually speak on a lot, and I've done the budgeting on it. I will turn around, and this is only a few weeks old. It needs to be repotted because it's sad. But by the middle of May, when I'm ready to harden off my plants and put them in the ground here in North Idaho, this plant will be, A, big, healthy, and I'll sell it for somewhere between $2 and $5, depending on how big it is and what variety and those types of things. And I never have any problem selling these because people want quality heritage plants. And if you go to, you know, the big box stores or whatever, you're gonna pay, you know, anywhere from $5 to $10 for a pack of 6 already started, but you don't know where they came from. You don't know if they're healthy. A lot of times they die on me because they aren't acclimated to our area. Where if you buy from a local person, you're getting acclimated ones. You know where they came from. A lot of times they can tell you, I mean, where they bought their seeds. They can show you the seed packet. And those are all ways that you can market these, which, I mean, that's what I was getting into, was marketing. They're incredibly easy to market because you can literally, if you live in a high traffic area, you can put a table in your front yard and a sign out front, and people will pull in and buy your plants. Simple as that. It's a really great way to get cash flow in just a few weeks with a very low input. It's also incredibly simple. You don't have to have a big operation. Personally, I have 2 garage shelving units. I put grow lights on them, and I have my big seed trays because I do a larger setup. But even with that, I have probably less than $500 in, and this is what has fed our family for, you know, as far as our produce, for 4 years. So, I mean, it was pretty easy, but you can do seed starts, start them in one of those smaller trays that has like 72 cells in them, and then up pot them when you're ready to sell, and do them in a window. Maybe put a heating mat underneath to make sure they're warm enough. And that's all the inputs that you have to do, and they sell super, super easy. And whatever you don't sell, you can turn around and plant, and then you have produce for your family or produce to sell. So this is one that I love because you're never out anything. I mean, if you make, you know, 1,000 bars of soap and only sell 2, there's only so much you can do as far as using that soap later. I mean, you can't, you can use the other 998 bars of soap, but it's going to take you a minute. Whereas with plants, even if you don't use the plant, my kids discovered a fan. Hey, buddy, remember I'm live right now, so you can't be loud. Okay, thank you. So he does it again. Anyways, say, you know, actually, here's a really good example. When I was sitting out here, my son shoved something in here and broke this plant. This plant isn't going to totally go to waste because I'm going to pop it out and throw it in my compost. So any plants that you don't sell or use are always great for compost, chicken feed. Nothing is a waste on the homestead. So one thing you do have to consider, once you are selling a certain number, some states do require that you have certain certifications for selling plants. It might be a certificate, or it might just be that you have to allow them to come and look at your greenhouse to make sure that you aren't spreading any invasive species. But most of us aren't going to be selling to that size unless we're actually considering starting a nursery. In this case, this isn't a nursery. This is me selling the excess products off my homestead. What you do need to know is that if you're going to sell at a farmer's market or any other type of thing where there's a public entity involved, you may need to have a tax certificate. Sometimes these aren't even required to charge tax on them, but because you are a business that is selling to consumers, you do need to state that this is a business you are selling, but that you didn't sell anything that was taxable, and you have to turn in a report every few months. It just depends on the state. I do believe in Idaho I have to charge for my plants, whereas I don't have to charge taxes or pay taxes on any live animals that I sell. So you just have to check with your state to confirm which ones you have to have regulations on. Now, another thing is if you are buying a lot of seeds and selling them at the farmer's market, and say you buy big packs like this and you only use a couple of them, and then you're going to sell excess seeds at the farmer's market, you can qualify for a resale permit where you don't have to pay taxes on the products that you pay or the products you buy, but you need to and then you would only have to charge your customer. Or if you're in an exempt state for this type of product, you don't have to charge your customer. So super fun ways to make a little extra money and not cost yourselves extra. Now, to make sure that you are budgeting, marketing, sourcing, and having the right regulations for your business can be really overwhelming. And it's very specific to the homestead world or to the agriculture and world. So we have to fall under state and federal agriculture laws a lot of the times, depending on what we are marketing. If this feels overwhelming to you, I have a Homestead business membership that launched this week. Everybody who's joining is on the ground floor grassroots of this, where you're getting all my information from day one. And anybody who joins this membership in the month of April is locking in their price for a full year, even though I will be raising the prices in 6 months, because at that point there will be a whole library of information that you will continue to still have access to. It is only $27 a month. You'll get courses, Zoom calls, resources, coupons, and a community of like-minded homestead business owners. So if you're interested, pop on over to courses.thehomesteadeducation.com and go ahead and check us out. Thank you.